boys and girls, this is Miss Martin here again, and I have Mr. Martin helping me film so that I can go over our next thing, which is lab tools. I wonder how many people remember doing lab tools last year. We're going to talk about 3 different kinds of lab tools right now, and the first one I'm going to talk about is the one we use so much. It's a hand lens. So I want you to write this in your notebook with me, and I want you to write hand lens. Oops, you don't have to make a mistake like I did, but that's okay if you do. Hand lens, and it is used for observation, and it magnifies. So you can use this to see different things. Right here is the super lens. I love the super lens because it really oh, Mr. Martin's upside down. That's kind of fun. The super lens because it really magnifies it nicely. This is a hand lens. So I want you to go ahead, and I'm not a great artist, but go ahead and try and draw a hand lens. And then there's the super lens. So that's our first one, hand lens. The second one I want to talk to you about is a microscope. And we were really fortunate this year to get several microscopes from another school that they received new microscopes, and these still work really well. So they're a little bit better than what we had before. So I want to talk about this one. Write this in your paper. And a microscope also magnifies it. But it is much more powerful than a hand lens. Oh, not that. You'll see how many times I make mistakes. Boys and girls that's happened before, you're like, yeah, she does this all the time. This is our new BenQ board. Isn't it nice? I can just write right on it like a smart board. Oh, boys and girls, the phone is ringing, but I'm ignoring it. So they will call back. So, microscope. It's more powerful than a hand lens. When you're using a microscope, here's the eyepiece. These are the lenses here. You always start with the lowest power, and you focus that. Here is the knobs you focus with. And then you move it to the next, the medium power, and you focus, and these are like fine-tuning knobs, so you can focus it. This will work with things that are very, very, very small, and they have to be very thin. If you're going to analyze a pencil, you'd be better off to use a hand lens. If you're going to analyze, this is actually a spore, a fern spore, that someone made this slide for me. That is the best thing for that. The third one I want to talk about is a magnifying box. You might remember this from last year. And I'm going to try, and it obviously magnifies too. And it is a box with the lens on top. Mr. Martin, do you know why you would use this? He says no. Well, I'll tell you, boys and girls, you might be saying it out loud at home. You use it if you have something that's going to move around. So this is a great tool if you're going to observe little bugs, something that you need to keep contained in the box. And so that's what a magnification box is. I will try to draw a microscope. I'm terrible at this. Obviously, I teach science, not art. There's your eyepiece, there's your focusing, there's your fine-tuning, there's your platform. I don't know. I can't really draw that. So these are the first set of lab tools we're going to talk about. All of these have something in common. Do you boys and girls know what they are? Mr. Martin, do you know what they are? He's not going to talk. These all magnify, and you observe with your eyes with these. So stay tuned for our next installment of Lab Tools.